Okay, what do you suppose I'm doing at precisely 6 o'clock a.m. or 6:01 a.m. now on Saturday, September the 27th of 2014? Well, I have my laptop here, my good old Dell Latitude E6420. Put the light on in here. And one of those nights where I wound up waking up earlier than I wanted to, woke up a little before 5 a.m. Started watching some of UXW Bill's videos on my Roku, and I got the creative juices flowing to do a little bit of random computer work. I am currently working on a laptop, one that I've shown on this channel several times before, but it's actually been about a year or two since we've last seen it on this channel, because it's been a little out of commission. But let's pan the camera over here. Does this little bad boy look familiar? That's right, folks. This here is the Toshiba Satellite 2505 CDS, and it's up with all of its dust included. This is unique in that this was the first laptop my family ever owned. We bought this at a computer trade show in Greensboro at the Coliseum back in October of 1999. And it's seen a lot of use over the past 15 years, and surprisingly, other than the AC jack being kind of very, being very destroyed, but not as much as destroyed as the rear USB port, which has a band-aid on it. This computer still seems to work just fine. And I figured, since I'm up so early, and and that computer restore bug is in my head once again, figured I might as well do a little restoration here. I really wish I still had the actual recovery CD for this computer, but it seems to have just vanished over the course of the years, so I'm having to do a clean install on here. This originally shipped with Microsoft Windows 98 First Edition, but I will be installing a copy of Windows 98 Second Edition on here, because First Edition, well, blows more chunks than a wood chipper, if you could say that possibly. Specs of it, it originally had a 2 GB hard drive, which died years ago, and you may recall about 4 years ago I upgraded the RAM from its stock 32 megabytes to 96 megabytes. Well, the other week I had to remove that extra RAM module because it was causing random program crashes, but once I took it out, it started working just fine. And besides, with whatever I'm going to do with this computer, which is not much, 32 megabytes of RAM is sufficient enough. And it's got a 233 megahertz Intel Pentium with MMX technology. And of course the Achilles heel of this machine, which is something I guess to be expected of a computer of this ancient, is it only has a passive matrix display, meaning that a lot of gaming potential is pretty much ruined with this. Now, there are a few games you can still play with this, like any humongous entertainment game, living books, or anything of that sort. It'll still run this just fine. It won't look as good as it would on a regular active matrix display, but it will work. And of course, the reason I like this laptop so much is simply because sentimental value as usual. This is our family's first laptop, and we still happen to own it. So I'm currently waiting to copy Windows 98 install files to the CF card I'll be using in this laptop. It seems to have frozen or froze. It's too early to talk right now. At 5 seconds remaining, so I may have to look into that. So I will be right back once I determine what's going on here. Alright, I got everything, well, most of everything transferred to the CF card, including a few drivers for Windows 98. I know this seems a little bit foreign to you guys, since usually with a Pentium MMX I typically go with Windows 95, but at the same time I like originality on old computers, so this will be getting Windows 98. Just as it had before. I just wish I had the restore CD for this, but oh well, these things happen. But you see, we got a green LED. Again, the power button is very finicky without the power button. The power jack is, so you have to be extra careful using this. So here goes nothing. Oh, yeah, that's not a happy computer. Yep, real-time clock battery failure, so we're going to have to do a little bit of adjusting here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll enable this. Ah, there we go. It only does it for text, though. In Windows, it does not do that, unfortunately. Okay. What else do we need to change? Let's do a page down. Surprisingly, there's no way to set the date and time on it. Oh well. Getting a little bit of artifacting on the display. This does happen, but not very often. Alright, we're now at the Windows 98 command prompt. This CF card was already properly formatted for this. I just had to copy the files over. I could have done it with my totally legal and legit Windows 98 CD by booting from it with this, but I decided to take the more interesting route. So all we have to do now is just go into Windows directory, if I can type with one hand. Options. Cabs. I still can't believe next month in October this computer will be 15 years old. We've had it for 15 years, so this is a one-owner computer. Huh. Try this again. Yeah, you can definitely see some artifacting here. Did I actually fix it by touching the LCD? Yeah, it's really begging for that file that I was unable to copy, so I'll be right back, folks. Well, for the life of me, I was not able to copy that file over from this particular disk, but I was able to copy it from this upgrade edition. So hopefully it'll be happy enough to take it. So we're now on the setup. So we'll click continue. Next week I'm actually getting an even more nicer Windows 98 era laptop, a Dell Latitude C610. I'll finally have my dream Windows 98 machine. It should be arriving Monday. I actually ordered it a week ago today, so they've took their time shipping it, so hopefully it will show up around here early next week. Come on, okay. Again, I copied all the files, setup files to the folder in the Windows directory, so we'll just force it to go into Windows, the directory that is. And I'm bleeding. Just thought I would put that out there. Looks like it's still going to go even with that wonky file. I may have to reburn this disk. Sorry for the slur in my voice, I'm really tired right now. But I just wanted to do this just for laughs. Alright, we'll do custom. No accessibility, all accessories, no communications, all desktop themes, all multimedia, no online services, no Outlook Express, all system tools, and that'll be good enough for me. Alright, we'll guess we'll name the computer 2505 CDS. It's going to ask for a startup disk, which I'll skip. So we'll go with cancel. And don't you love these early morning videos where I sound like a complete weirdo? Alright, it's ready to start copying the files. And I'll be back once we're on the other side of this process. Well, I think this Toshiba didn't appreciate me waking it up so early in the morning. Ran into a little snag toward the end of the Windows 98 setup. It couldn't find a certain file, so I'm pretty sure that the CD I have is just forked, if you could say that, so I have to make another copy of it. So right now I just took my Windows 98 upgrade CD and used it instead, and used this Windows 98 First Edition CD to put in it to trick it into thinking it truly was an upgrade. So we're having to start all the way back from the beginning. Isn't life just fun sometimes? Okay, I just finished installing Windows 98. I had to copy some drivers over to the CF card, so let's see it boot up for the first time. I really should be asleep right now. I'm probably going to install the drivers and then show a video of it playing a quick little game, and I think that'll be it. That's good enough. Come on, I want to get some sleep. Windows 98 is one of those computer operating systems that you gotta learn to be patient with. Let's go ahead through this monitor mumbo jumbo. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Love that drum. Probably could barely hear that, but we do have sound. Might not need to do the driver for it, I just need to probably install the Toshiba utilities. And my battery's running low, what a surprise. But there you have it. I think I'll pause the video here and finish up later today. So for the magic of video editing, let's head into the future. Okay, we're back again, and it's now much more reasonable. 3 o'clock p.m. It is still September the 27th of 2014, and the Toshiba Satellite 2505 CDS is now running a rather clean copy of Windows 98 2nd Edition. Let's go into Device Manager. Okay, we have a Chips and Technologies video card, not the best in the world, but for a computer like this, who cares? And this computer does have infrared, 800 by 600 display, and a Yamaha OPL3 driver, which provides pretty good FM synthesis. So I guess this means that we're going to have to do a traditional canyon test. Yeah, traditional OPL3 FM synthesis. I'm bored. Alright, we're going to install a few applications on here. I have a CD I made a while back called Utilities for Windows 98. Let's see if we can open the CD drive without breaking the power jack even more. Gotta be real gentle with this computer these days. It's winding up. Right, 98 apps. Let's see what all we have here. We have the USB flash driver, but unfortunately, as you know, the what is it? The USB port is pretty much dead, and it appears I put a bunch of files on here that Windows 98 cannot recognize. I guess these are zip files, so I'll have to install something to be able to read zip files with, and one of them being WinRAR, which I can't even open for the same reason. We'll go ahead and install the alternate mouse pointers. What I'm using now is a Toshiba branded one. And we'll copy this really cool looking Windows 98 wallpaper to the hard drive. Put it in my documents. It's a better place than anything, I guess. And see if it will happily take it. Alright. Oh, there we go. It doesn't look too bad on this kind of display. It actually looks really nice. What else? What else? Tweak UI. Alright, now I got Tweak UI on this computer. And I think before we do anything else, I want to take this disk back out, and I'm going to install the Windows 98 Plus pack, just mainly so we can read .zip files. So be right back once I dig the disk out. And here it is. There's a crack in the cover, but this is the original Plus for Windows 98 CD that I bought new at Office Depot way back in the year 2000, and I've kept it for 14 years, and I still use it quite a bit for my Windows 98 machines. It's a must-have for me. It adds quite a few good features for Windows 98 that I enjoy using, like the Garfield desktop theme. Alright, it's thinking about it. There we go. I accept. Alright, let me put in the CD key. Alright, now it's going to ask me if I want to run McAfee virus scan. No thank you. Do a custom setup. Alright, let's see. Definitely want compressed folders. Deluxe CD player will take it. Don't need the Cafe theme. Don't need Doonesbury. Don't need Fashion. Don't need Foxtrot. Definitely don't need horror. My life's enough of a horror story right now as it is. Nah, no jazz. And no World Traveler. Take disk cleanup add-ons, we'll take those. We'll take Golf 98. We'll take Lose Your Marbles. We'll skip on Maintenance Wizard. And we'll skip on the virus scan because it's really not that necessary on a computer this age. And it's going to start copying the files. It's going about its merry way, and I'll be back once it's done installing. Alright, we're at the 99% mark, now 100% mark. So we're pretty much done with the Windows 98 Plus setup. And it's updating a few system settings. Again, hopefully this will allow me to use some of the files on that utility CD I made. I'm not going to bother with the desktop theme just yet. Ain't no need to reboot either, so that's good. Go ahead and eject. Nice thing about this laptop is that for its age, it has a pretty unusual feature. It has both a CD-ROM and a floppy disk drive, so you don't have to swap everything around. So we'll go ahead and put this back in. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm using this external mouse with it right now. Amazing, despite it being almost 15 years old, how well this still works. Oh, it seems like we still have a few issues. I'm not sure what the deal is. And someone just rang our doorbell, and everyone's going to go nuts now, so I better check this out. Alright, I had to reburn that utility CD because it turns out it wasn't a zip file problem. When I initially burned that disk last week, I didn't make sure that the file extensions were still there, which they were not. So I had to copy everything back off of that CD on my main computer, add .exe to all of them, and it looks like everything's going to work just fine now. What to install? QuickTime is a good one to start off with, I guess. Alright, extracted it to some directory. Not sure why it did it like this, but I'll do a custom. I'll do that. And that. Amazing how quiet this laptop is now with a CF card. I don't think I mentioned how big it is. It's 2 gigabytes, which is the same size as the hard drive that originally came with this laptop, which died many years ago. I believe in 2008 is when it finally gave up the ghost. Alright, looks like QuickTime's installing just fine. Not these setup assistants. Alright, maybe it's done with what it's doing. I don't want any of that, so we'll go back and see if we can install something else. I guess we better go ahead and install Internet Explorer 6 to give this a little bit more juice, I guess you could say. Now, as you know, Internet Explorer 6 is the last version of Internet Explorer to run on Windows 98. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm not going to be taking this on the internet, of course, but it's still nice to have the added capabilities here. And that ought to do it. And I'll pause and I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, it is about an hour, maybe hour and a half later since the last clip, but I got everything set up on here now, so let's go ahead and do a boot up. Before we do, once again here in my video we have Jay Wakefield and Elmo3.
Hey.
So here we go. Interestingly enough, Jay's actually working on a video of his right now.
No, right. Yeah. I'm not filming. I'm just sat in front of a ThinkPad like I'm expecting it to do something without having to get up and get discs. That's not how you computer, Jay. I was thinking that this ThinkPad ran a wee bit differently to my old R61. You see that case, this one seems to have a really crappy operating system that's text only. And I get some options, but it seems to be obsessed with booting, so I can boot from floppy disk, CD-ROM, hard disk, LAN, and I think I can, there's a version of Control Panel, but it's only available if you press the Think Vantage button, and then it looks softly like the fight all the way. That must be a thing.
Well, we have now booted into Windows 98 on the Toshiba Satellite 2505 CDS. And again, this is, just for those who haven't caught this yet, this is a passive matrix display, but I can forgive it because this was my childhood laptop, so...
Your nostalgia's better than our logic.
Exactly. Alright, let's go into the start menu, see what we got. We got Toonland from 7th level, Best of Entertainment Pack, Kid Picks, Kid Story from Packard Bell, My First Encyclopedia from Packard Bell, some Living Books games, SimCity Classic and SimCity 2000 from Maxis, Microsoft Bob because I can. And as we saw when it be installed earlier, Plus for Windows 98, Encarta 98, Works 4.5, all the Gus games. I don't know what this is. Print Me Internet Printing. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, is that, have you got a newer version of Adobe Reader installed?
Yes.
Adobe Reader version 6 per chance?
Yes.
That's exactly where that came from.
Ah, that answers that. Right, QuickTime, version 5 something. Real Player G2. Some Toshiba utilities. WinRAR. And as Jay mentioned a while ago, Adobe Reader 6. Internet Explorer 6.0. Microsoft Works again. Microsoft Word 97. And Windows Media Player 9. And I got a few things on the desktop there for easy access. Again, let's go to the control panel. Device Manager, everything's accounted for. Scratch my hand. But yeah, everything's up and running, so I guess we might as well test out a game on here that I have installed. First, I guess I should set it to 256 colors because I think this game prefers that. Yeah, there's no panel stretch, by the way, so yeah.
Something that often plagues Toshiba laptops. Now, the later grey ones didn't have it, but the actual stretching of the display was not smooth like Dell Latitude or even the Compaq Armada at the time. It was very, very blocky like an earlier Windows laptop. So I called cheap panels on you, Toshiba.
Yeah, and it will stretch like DOS text, but anything graphical like in Windows, no.
Yeah, but at least it still looks like it. At least it still looks like it was designed on an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
I like that about Toshiba's. Saves me saves me collecting compacts that have always been known for having more curves than a 1960s female film star.
Alright, now we're going to play one of my childhood favorites, Gus Goes to the Kooky Carnival. So here we go. Again, it's not going to fill the entire display, which stinks, but I have a laptop coming next week that will solve that. This is one of those games where having a passive matrix display isn't that big of a deal. There's not too much rapid movement. Not sure why the background frame turned white, but game seems to work. But yeah, this is okay on a passive matrix.
I think you'll find that there's actually a lot of games that are perfectly fine on a passive matrix. UXW Bill, he doesn't mind passive matrix so much, and I get the feeling that he thinks I hate them.
Yeah, I think he gets the feeling about me as well, but
And I would like to prove him wrong because, I mean, okay, I'm visually impaired, so it's really difficult for me to see stuff when it's ghosting. And I would always choose an active matrix for, high-paced action games. But active matrix displays of the day, well, they were expensive. They would suffer quite often with dead pixels. Literally, you had to have a screen dotted with dead pixels before the manufacturer would even consider a repair.
right.
Because, a few dead pixels was considered perfectly normal on an active matrix display of the day. And, believe it or not, passive matrix displays, the original passive matrix displays, were more readable outside. And the battery life, because you only have, transistors at the edge of the screen rather than a transistor behind every pixel as in an active matrix display. Passive matrix displays helped a lot with battery life.
Yeah.
And also, you have the advantage that they were a lot cheaper and a lot more reliable. So,
and you still got, and despite being passive matrix, you still got a color display.
Exactly. Although you could have grayscale passive matrix. Which was my first laptop. Basically, grayscale passive matrix. Brings back all the memories. But, to be honest, it's, James, I was about to say something. Yeah, there is a reason why businesses chose passive matrix laptop computers, like, for example, the Dell Latitude XPI P75D, the Compaq Armada 1560D, the stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then consumer grade laptops, they had passive matrix displays on them because, well, they were just cheaper, and that way the manufacturers were able to angle laptops to the consumer market.
Right.
Such as your Toshiba Satellite 2505 CDS.
Yeah, exactly right. And because this was our very first laptop, I thought for years up until we got our second laptop, the Dell Inspiron 2650 in 2002, I always thought that a screen like this was normal for a laptop, so...
You know what? Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It was almost... I almost kind of was upset when I got my first XP machine and the cursor didn't trail
Mm.
the ghost. I was almost like, well, this is not exciting.
Click here to go to the carnival.
And we will do that right now. Let's go to the carnival, which in fact I'll be doing that a week from today if all goes well. The Dixie Classic Fair. My 24th year there.
Let's all go to the carnival. Come one and all, we can have a ball. There are games to play.
Alright, let's go to the sideshow.
Okay, hope you have a stellar time in the sideshow tent. I just love the sideshow, 'cause it's so weird.
I always have to stop it there. It's a weird habit of mine. Alright, let's find the first Cyberbud.
Fax machine is a device
I still say this guy looks just like Kid did from the Burger King Kids Club commercials in the
through the
90s.
telephone lines by scanning an image and then translating it into digital information. Yikes! Wrong number.
You connect to the fax machine up at a carnival.
I know.
Unless it was one of those Computer Chronicles ones where you had a fax machine connected up to a cell phone, connected up to a grid particle.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing all that all the time on the Computer
Sir
Chronicles.
Isaac Newton's theory of universal gravitation states that there is a gravitational attraction between every pair of objects, inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Wow, that's heavy.
Okay, Marty McFly, that's good to know.
What did you say, Jack? Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull in 1985?
Cyber time is any time. To get to cyber time, all you have to do is believe in yourself and try your very best at everything you do.
Sure.
That, I don't call that cyber time. I just kind of call that being optimistic.
Exactly.
I mean, I keep optimistic in everything I do, but when you have clinical depression, that becomes very, very difficult.
And just for Jay, we're gonna go visit this place now.
Oh, shit.
Okay, hope you have a powerific time in the prop tent. In the prop tent, you can find it on a shelf. You can dress up in a costume and pretend you're someone else.
Love that. It's so creepy though.
It is. It sounds like the final part. It sounds like the final part of the song "Dawning of the Age of Aquarius." I find that creepy as well.
Let the sun shine.
I don't know why. I remember.
Come learn some fun facts about the 50 states and the map around.
All right, let's learn about some states. I guess the most logical one right now to start with is none other than North Carolina. I have a feeling it'll be about the Wright brothers.
Wright Brothers Plain,
Yep.
North Carolina. This is a stellar place, Gus.
Do you know it would have been funny if they'd have had the mandatory aeroplane with the flying overhead with the sound effects of a bee caught in a megaphone, like. I love that.
Yep. And now for Luke.
Pennsylvania. Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and George Washington signed the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on July the 4th, 1776.
I bet they had some lovely sandwich filling.
Feel kind of bad about clicking Pennsylvania with the whole independence thing. Sorry, Jay.
It's all right. It's not your fault. Democracy. The definition of democracy has changed now. It's new rules. If you don't know, it's he who has the most money wins. And yes, I did say it right. He who has the most money wins.
Sad but true.
Yes, but let's not get into being Rory Lefty here. Let's see about the state of UXW Bell.
Oh, let me go back there.
Come learn some fun facts about the
Alright, I think this is Illinois.
Prairie in Illinois. See you soon. Your friend, Gus.
I'm glad he's not proclaimed love, Gus.
Yeah, that would be kind of creepy.
He does that sometimes, though. You know, click on enough states, it's like something I don't know. Washington, D.C. This is our nation's capital. Love, Gus.
Maryland. The Maryland state flag is based on the coat of arms of two families that played an important role in the history of the state. Black and gold are also the state colors.
Alright, let's get out of this place here.
In the prop tent. Let's all go.
Alright, now let's get out of the game itself and head back into Windows 98.
You're gonna be saying that all night.
Alright, now let's switch back to 24-bit color. There we go, it looks nicer.
Then you can have a shiny blue E for Internet Explorer instead of a flat blue E.
Yeah. I don't have Internet Explorer on my desktop right now, but if I did, that would be the case. But
I've never seen a machine with 95 and plus on it, so the only machines I got to know about with the high color icons with Windows 98 machines, and I was like, hey, I said to the guy who built my 2001 custom belt, I said, hey, that system's running Windows 98. I can tell because the the Internet Explorer's got a shiny icon, and he's like, yeah, it's well done, guy. See, I really didn't have much of a life when I was a teenager. However, I got the win. I used to, believe it or not, I used to still have like fantastic girlfriends, but then.
yeah, he had me beat when I was a teenager. I didn't have a life nor a girlfriend, but anyway, I digress. That will, I guess, conclude this video about my childhood laptop, the Toshiba 2505 CDS, which we will have for 15 years next month in October. So, as usual, any final thoughts, Luke?
Well, it seems like a classic machine, despite being color passive matrix. It's still so 90s that way.
I know. And Jay? Really
I've always had a soft spot for that machine, and to be honest, I really, really do enjoy. I really do enjoy 90s Toshibas. It has to be said. Yes, they have their problems, and yes, I've had a fair few that have arrived dead on arrival. But really, really enjoy using them. They're just so retro. I love the color. I love how they're designed. But
yeah, they're as 90s as it gets for portable computing.
If there were any more 90s, there'd be lime green and fluorescent yellow. And then you'd start it up, and then Love and Devotion would start playing.
But yeah, I guess that will conclude this video on the Toshiba Satellite 2505 CDS. Let's go ahead and shut it down. And this is Billy Kors signing off on Saturday, September the 27th of 2014. Goodbye, everybody.